starting.
Tom,
We are starting.
that episode, dude.
Dude. I
Oh
mean,
my God.
that
How many
was
times? How many times did you watch it?
I've only seen it twice, but I'm like not watching it a lot because of how good it is, and I don't want to ruin the feeling of overwatching it. You know what I mean?
I guess. I watched it 3 times. So funny enough, I was watching it the moment, like, because I remember seeing your text. You were like, dude, do not get on social media. Like, you were blowing up my phone like crazy. So I woke up,
Oh
saw
yeah.
that, and I was like, all right, well, I got to watch it. But I still had my kid. So I was like, he's awake. So I'm going to feed him. So I'm sitting here feeding my kid while, like, yachts dropping, watching the Mandalorian. I'm like freaking out. I'm like screaming and hollering, scaring the crap out of him. And I was like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's worth it. And then after I dropped him off at daycare, I watched it again that day. And then I watched it a third time with Megan when she got home from work. And the third time I watched it, I'm not going to lie, like I started to tear up towards the end.
Dude, same. When I
All
watched
my
it for the
adrenaline
second time. Oh man.
Dude, my adrenaline just tanked. The excitement leveled out. And then the feelings were like, all right, I'm here too. And
Yeah,
I
dude.
felt it.
Yeah, that was like legitimately made me feel like a kid again watching
Yeah.
that episode and like rekindled like the Star Wars excitement. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
And it was like
they
I
killed
was
it.
like sitting on my living room floor on a Saturday afternoon, plowing through the special edition VHS of the original trilogy, hoping that Luke, pushes through, even though I've seen it 50 times and I know he will.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that feeling of him winning.
Yeah, dude, that episode was what I feel like every kid that was like obsessed with Star Wars, like this is like what everybody has wanted to happen forever. And like we finally got it. So it was like
Yeah.
it was cool. It was amazing. It was
And
awesome.
that was compared to our predictions, man. Like, I
Dude,
know
yeah.
we both kind of predicted a Jedi, but we
Yeah.
predicted a Jedi in the sense of like a little cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Not that. That was bold.
That was
I
really
did not
bold.
expect. I did not
They
expect
nailed it.
that, man.
They nailed
They
it.
seriously did. What'd you think of the CG on his face?
And it doesn't really bother me. I know people are like complaining about it, but it's
Yeah,
like, dude, like this is the best we got.
I
And
thought it looked pretty good.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah,
Some people get really thrown off by, or like can get off put by that kind of thing. But I'm like so into like just what everything that's happening that I don't care.
yeah. I mean, like, if it's really bad,
Yeah.
then it's noticeable and it's annoying. Like when you're watching TV and like the words don't match what they're saying. Like that's annoying. But this wasn't bad. But I did see something. I saw like a side by side picture of the deep fake version of it compared to what their version was, and the deep fake one looks better. I don't know what the technology difference is, but
Yeah, the only thing that's scary is if it'll age well. Like I went back and watched Rogue One pretty recently, and you know how they completely CG'd Tarkin. That
mhm.
was like already kind of like I
Well, I mean
remember
they had a
theaters.
they had a stand-in actor, but
Yeah, but I remember
yeah.
when I saw it in theaters, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like that was, and
Yeah.
now when I watch it, I'm like, you can definitely tell.
I
So
mean, progressively, like you look at Rogue One, they did it with Leia and Tarkin, and then you can look at Captain Marvel, they did it with Samuel McFerry.
mhm,
They de-aged him. They also de-aged Kurt Russell for a little bit in Guardians too.
yeah,
And then now we're at the point where we got to de-age Luke Skywalker, and like it looks good. I don't know how good it's gonna look when you're doing. Let's say they came out with a Luke show. How expensive that would be to do an entire series of
yeah.
CG
I think
de-aging. But
they'd have to get like Sebastian Stan or somebody like that to do it.
I mean,
And
even the guy that did the fighting for it, like, if whatever they did with this, you can keep doing that. Because
yeah,
I guess I don't know what part Mark Hamill actually had,
he just
because
did
they had
voice
like,
acting.
well, they had to de-age his voice too.
Yeah, they de-aged his voice, and then I'm pretty sure they just used like his face from Return of the Jedi and just worked
Yeah,
off that.
yeah, aged it up a little bit.
Yeah, like
'Cause, I mean, it's
5
only
years.
yeah.
5 years, yeah. 4 to 5
I mean, you
years.
you could use Sebastian Stan as much as I think he could fit, but I don't know. It would still look off,
Hmm.
just because we know it's not really him. As much as I want to see that, like it would be a little off. I mean, I'd still be down for it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think that they would bring Luke into any of this. So the fact that they are, I'm like, okay, maybe they actually do want to put him in a show or something.
Maybe
Have him
because I mean,
become more
really,
of like
like
a,
where's Grogu? Where like that's their big money maker right now is
yeah,
Grogu.
yeah.
So they're not just gonna toss that away.
Hmm.
And of course they're gonna intertwine all these shows and potential new shows that haven't been announced. Like I'm theorizing that there will be a Luke related show or something. And maybe it's Grogu, Luke, and Senteca, and they're just traveling around doing what Luke was doing in Battlefront 2 storyline, gathering artifacts, and
Yeah.
it's leading into Luke starting his Jedi Order, training Ben and the other Jedi, and um, maybe we're getting the right before that kind of thing with Luke, but
Yeah.
also, intertwining with Ahsoka, Mandalorian, potentially Boba Fett, all leading to like a Thrawn-like character.
Yeah, it's like they're kind of doing the Thanos thing almost. I did read an article. The guy that plays Gideon was being interviewed, and he was talking about how like season 2 is opening up the universe a lot, but season 3 and 4 is going to be like there's like huge things still to come that have not been answered yet. So they
Of
still have
course,
a lot of things that they're working on, and potentially they're going to intertwine a few of the new shows together and
I
have
did
people
see.
jump from different shows and stuff like that.
Right, I did see. I think I was watching the Nerd Theory podcast
Hmm.
yesterday, and Josh from Den of Nerds was talking about the Rangers of the New Republic, and apparently that show takes place like immediately after Episode 6. So kind of like the storyline of Battlefront 2
Hmm.
or Empire Aftermath or something like that, where it's like, maybe the Death Star is blowing up, and then you have these battles on the battles wrapping up on Endor. You have the battle kind of waging on Jakku, and then you have the Rangers of the New Republic. Maybe they're elite forces, sort of group, and they're just rounding up all these little sects of Imperial remnants, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know, but apparently it was set then. So that may not, unless they do a time jump, that may not completely intertwine because really I see Cara Dune being a big part of that, being a drop trooper.
Yeah.
Um, so I see her being a big part of that. Uh, Another thing I was trying to find the article for and where it was stated, but I did read something. I think it was today. Mandalorian season 3 does not come out, or it's not looking like it's going to come out Christmas. It's going to be delayed a little bit.
Okay.
It was somebody who tweeted out Disney Plus's 2021 release schedule chronologically, and it was like all the Marvel and some of the Star Wars stuff we were getting.
Hmm.
Boba was on the list for Christmas, or I think they said late 2021 for Boba show, but Mandalorian season 3 wasn't even on the list. So I don't know if that's 100% confirmation, but it could be maybe a month or two delayed, or I don't know, maybe they want to spread it out evenly amongst all the shows, which
Hmm.
kind of makes sense. So we're getting Star Wars kind of 24/7.
Yeah, that they're gonna fill our lives with Star Wars.
Star Wars and Marvel and nothing
Yeah,
else. I'm
yeah,
fine with that.
yeah, for sure. So let's go through the episode then from start to
Yeah,
finish.
let's do it. Do you want to lead it off or you want me to?
Yeah, so just like right off the start, that was cool. The little bar scene, Boba and Din Djarin walking in to Bo-Katan, and what's the other one's name?
I can never pronounce her name. She's the wrestler.
Yeah, yeah. That was a dope fight that they had
Sasha
though.
Banks.
Yeah, that was an
Yeah,
awesome little fight they had.
it was.
Um, I
I
mean, I
didn't
think
think
when it
she'd
started,
catch Boba off guard like that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they just really started this off with a bang. And and can't forget that they got the cloner right off the bat too.
Yeah, Dr. Pershing. Yep,
Yeah, they
captured
got Dr.
him.
Pershing.
I feel like they pulled that trick of help me, I need help, they're chasing me kind of thing from Rebels. I feel like they did that in Rebels to fake the stormtroopers out in there. I feel like Dave Filoni had a hand in
Yeah,
creating that little thing because it felt very Rebels to me, which was really cool. I loved it. And then the visuals of like the TIE fighters shooting out.
Dude, that was so cool.
That was insane. It was the most simple thing ever. They're just taking off. But it just sounded cool. It looked cool.
It was
like
also
shooting
really
out of
cool.
a barrel.
It was also really cool when Boba Fett was fighting them and he just killed them and then immediately jumped into hyperspace, like gone.
Jump space.
Jump space, whatever.
Yeah, he called it jump space. Yeah, I love that dynamic between Bo-Katan and Boba. Him calling her princess, her saying that he's only alive because of his dad being a donor. He's a clone, like
and in in more like farther back in the history of Mandalore, his tribe and her tribe were enemies essentially, or like their clan. Their clans were enemies. So, I mean, she can see like what clan that the armor is from. And she knows that was like the direct enemy to her clan. So that's kind of like, that was kind of cool. Like you could tell there's a little bit of animosity right off the bat because of that.
Right. And there's also, weirdly enough, they both kind of stem from Death Watch.
Yeah.
Because of Jango's story. Technically, Boba doesn't because he's a clone of Jango, but more or less he does. And then Bo-Katan, of course, in Clone Wars, she was a part of Pre Vizsla's Death Watch before Maul killed him, took over Mandalore.
Din Djarin is from Death Watch.
Oh, yeah, Din is, yeah. But specifically,
Jango was from the opposing clan of Death Watch.
I thought they were Death Watch.
No, Death Watch killed.
Oh no, the people that. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Or his mentor.
Yeah, his father figure.
Right. I can't think of the guy's name.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they're all Death Watch is heavily involved.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really curious to see how that gets, dove in and explained between just the three of them, and then potentially even Sabine, because she's a part of a big family too.
Yeah. But yeah, when they were storming the Star Destroyer and they were going through and just kicking ass, that was badass.
Dude, seriously.
It's like a little death squad.
Yeah. And I keep seeing, memes or pictures and stuff about it, it was an all women ensemble, this, that, and the other. And it didn't feel like a forced look at this.
Well, these are all characters that we all know. It wasn't.
Yeah. And we like them all. At least I like them all.
They all have their own little stories, and we've built up through the last couple of seasons, and they just so happen to all be together.
It was like it pleased everybody in a way. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Their fight, their coordination, it was incredible. And I can't wait to see
choreography
in the first season. Right. And in the first season, I thought Fennec Shand was just a write-off, cool, hey, here's a cameo from this somewhat popular actress. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then she comes back. I'm like, oh, cool. Learn she's a sharpshooter. She's a really great shot. We saw that in the episode with Boba Fett when he gets his armor on Tython.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm starting to like this character more and more. And then we see her again in this, and it's like they all get their little piece of the action. Here's my time in the light. And at the very end, we get that reveal, of course. We can talk about it later. But I am stoked to see more of this character develop into whatever I guess Boba's right-hand gal.
Yeah. Yeah. And then seeing Din Djarin fight the one dark trooper, and he's smashing his head into the wall, and it's breaking the wall around him but not the helmet. That was
I honestly did think because I don't think they ever explained what the troopers were made of. So I was thinking maybe if Beskar clashes with Beskar, one of them will give eventually. So in my head, I was thinking maybe they're made of Beskar, maybe just in the arms and chest plate or something.
Yeah,
And
I think it's like Beskar, but it's like not pure Beskar. Like
I could see
like
that.
Din Djarin's armor and the spear are pure Beskar, but like other Mandalorians, usually it's only like a combination.
Right. Yeah. I
So,
mean, I fully see that. But for a second there, like the second or third hit, I was like, oh, he's about to fight without a helmet. This thing's about to crack. Because those things were punching hard. And
yeah,
then all of a sudden,
and then
for some reason, it stops punching whenever he gets lit on fire. He's just like, oh, I'm on fire. Cool. I'll just throw you and give you a chance to go get your spear.
yeah, and then he was killing it with the spear. I mean, he already has experience from Game of Thrones with spear combat, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, that was cool. Did you
All the fight
think
scenes were great.
when he finally got in to see baby Grogu and Gideon was there and they're talking, did you think that Gideon was gonna actually let him just take Grogu and leave, or did you think that something was up?
I've assumed something was up, but in my head, I was like giving him a chance for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, I
I don't
was
know.
like,
It did feel genuine
yeah, I thought it was
because
genuine too.
like
I was fooled,
his
bamboozled.
reasoning was bamboozled. His reasoning made sense. He's like, I got what I need, which is one thing I want to touch on in a second. He's like, got what I need. I needed his blood. He's a very special child. Take him. I don't need him anymore. Okay, that makes sense. But you have to leave my ship. Take your gang of hooligans out of here. Leave me alone. Yeah, all right. I mean, something seems a little fishy, but it kind of makes sense that he would just let him go or let him
Mhm.
take Grogu.
Yeah,
But the thing I wanted to touch on was he telling the truth? Do you actually think he got the blood?
yeah,
You do?
yeah. He had him for a while. It doesn't take that long to get blood.
I mean, true, but
He had him for 2 episodes.
I mean, I think it's safe to assume yes.
Yeah, they
I
got what
think
they
it's
needed. I
very safe
think.
to assume.
I think. I think they need. I think they still need him though, potentially, because as that what happened before, they ran out of the sample, which is why they needed him again. So they need him for a continuous supply, essentially.
I mean, probably, but I guess my thought process was why was Dr. Pershing not with him? I feel like he'd be the main guy
What do you mean?
overseeing the experiments. Like Dr. Pershing was never on the cruiser; he was on the shuttle.
Yeah, they
Right.
captured him.
Yeah, but does that mean he left the shuttle?
No, they just probably have him with in cuffs somewhere.
No, no, no. I mean, I'm talking about Dr. Pershing being on Gideon's cruiser doing the experiments, or did they just have somebody else do them?
Well, they caught him and they were chasing him at the beginning, so he was flying around somewhere. I assume
Right.
potentially leaving Gideon's because they were close.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's like a plot hole or anything like that. It was something that I thought of. Like the moment he said, he's like, I got what I need. I felt like it because he was lying about the whole thing about letting him take him. He just wanted to catch him off guard. So why wouldn't he lie about that? Because it would just help his story and the building of the lie.
Yeah, I mean potentially Dr. Pershing isn't the only doctor because he knows that Dr. Pershing is captured,
Yeah,
so
probably not.
he probably has confidence that he can continue to do stuff without him.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm not taking this to my grave or anything. I fully think that they probably do have what they need. But is it on the cruiser? So does that mean they need more? Because now Bo-Katan captured the cruiser?
They might just have it at a new facility already.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe Dr. Pershing was the courier and they were coming back to start taking more when he
Maybe.
was intercepted. Maybe it was
Maybe.
something like that.
I mean, a lot can happen in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
They'd done multiple trips by then.
Hmm. Depending, I guess,
So,
where they were.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, big big reveal after that is when they're when Bo-Katan realizes that Din beat Gideon and got the dark saber, and Gideon
Mhm.
starts explaining everything, and you can just see on Bo-Katan's face, she's like, "Fuck!" Like,
Yeah. She's like, no, man.
yeah,
Isn't it weird how she has this massive claim to the dark saber and she's never done anything to earn it?
yeah. Well, I think like before it was given to her, and that was like a coming together. Like everybody just agreed that she should be the leader,
Hmm.
right? Because Sabine didn't really get it; she just found it. Sabine
Right.
Wren gave it to Bo-Katan back in Rebels. This was pre Episode 4 when Mandalore was like in shambles, but it was before the Mandalorian purge, apparently, when she lost the dark saber. But that was more of like a coming together thing, and everybody, it seemed, was in agreement that Bo-Katan should lead them. So it was like, she held up the sword, the dark saber. It's like, we're united now, and everybody kind of came around that, and then they all got destroyed apparently. She probably lost it in hand-to-hand combat to Moff Gideon, which is why she needs to beat him to get it back.
Hmm.
Because if she doesn't beat him, then it's like you're a fraud, because this guy beat you before. This is like her
Right.
chance to prove that she can be the leader.
No, I totally agree with that. I think she will have to fight somebody for it. If it's Din, that'll be interesting.
I kind of think. I mean, we'll go over this probably in the next episode, like season 3 stuff. But I kind of see a Game of Thrones, Mandalorian-esque thing, kind of
Hmm.
them going back, because I mean that was part of the deal, was if she helps him, then he's going to help her get Mandalore back. So
Right.
I
He
kind of
did,
I
he
kind of
did
see
say,
season
sure.
I kind of see season 3 revolving around that, and him being the the leader that doesn't want to be a leader but is the right leader kind of person.
It's like
And
Jon Snow.
yeah, and kind of maybe Bo-Katan struggling with it at first because she wants to be the leader, and then maybe towards the end she realizes he should be the leader. Who knows?
Hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, that was quite the curveball. I mean, this whole episode has had so many different layers to it, and it's cool
Hmm.
how much they brought in from previous episodes and everything.
Just tying it
But
all up.
but yeah, we got to talk about the biggest scene of all now, when the lone
Well,
X-wing shows up.
well, right before that, I want to get your thoughts on it. What did you think of the Skrillex dubstep Dark Troopers?
I didn't really notice it or care.
The moment he was like, activate the Dark Troopers, and then they like kind of panned up, showing the legs and the head and the eyes glowing red, I heard the dubstep and I was like, okay. Like it was like hyping me up.
Dude,
I was like, yeah.
dude, it's funny because like both times I've watched it, I haven't noticed it. And usually, like when I listen to like music, I only listen to music. I never listen to the lyrics. Like that's just how I like interpret it. And it's weird that I didn't notice it at all.
That's weird.
I'll,
It
I'll have
happened
to go back again
twice.
and like listen. But I mean, nothing like was like weird to me. I thought everything sounded cool.
Oh, I thought it was cool. I'm not complaining at all. I
Yeah, I
thought
know
it,
that
I mean,
was
it
that's
was a
definitely
little
something people
outside of
have.
the realm of Star Wars, but it was. I thought it worked.
Yeah, that's definitely something people have complained about from what I've read. They're like, "What
Yeah.
dubstep?"
Some people didn't like it. Some people, did, I guess. But
Everybody likes
I
to
thought it was
complain about
cool.
everything.
Yeah,
But
there's gotta find fault in something. Um, Something else. I'm trying to think of it.
take your time.
I'm going
You're
to.
just making these people wait.
Where was the other night owl? The dude.
I don't know. Maybe he was taking a dump and they left, and he was like,
They just left.
"Yeah." He's like, "Guys."
I guess I'll go back in and get another coffee.
I don't know. He might have just been on some side mission or something, or just.
I guess. How many night owls do you think she has?
I think that'll be something we go over in season 3. It's like how many people she actually has to take back Mandalore.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
think
they have
that
a
would be
decent
big.
force because now they have They have the cruiser, and then they have that other cargo ship from the Eris episode.
Yeah, I think that'll be a big reveal. I feel like they might actually have like a large amount of people in the Night Owls or any other clans. I think next season is going to be heavy Mandalorian stuff.
Do you think there's going to be a time jump?
No, because they have limited years to work in already between now and the sequels. I think
It's
that
like 15 or 20.
yeah, but I mean they have all these other shows that are based around the same time period, and they're all intertwining. So
it's true.
I think it'll pick up like right afterwards because we got to see what happens with Bo-Katan and Din Djarin with the Darksaber and stuff. They're not just going to leave that open for a couple years or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. The X-Wing.
The X-Wing.
What did you think when you saw that X-Wing flying in? Who did you think it was? Did you think it was like Dave Filoni coming in to save the day?
No, I was like,
dressed
dude,
up as a Jedi.
I was like, that's got to be Luke. Like immediately, I was like, that's got to be Luke. That's such a like Luke thing to do. Just show up in one X-Wing
by yourself.
Yeah, and but I was so Cal Kestis has a yellow lightsaber, right?
Blue, I thought.
I thought he gets a yellow one.
Maybe he does. I haven't played the game, so I don't know the full story.
I was under the impression that it was that Cal Kestis does have a yellow lightsaber at the end. And so like at first I thought it was Luke, but I'm colorblind. So when he first started fighting, I like couldn't tell. I was like, is that yellow or green? I was watching it by myself, so I couldn't ask anyone. I was like, and it was almost taking me out of the moment. I was like, what is that? Is that yellow or green? And then when it showed his hand, like the black glove, the robotic hand, I was like, okay, it's Luke. And then I was super hyped.
Yeah.
And like that, and people have done the comparison to the Darth Vader scene in Rogue One at the end, and that was like scene for scene the same thing, like father like son, like hallway scene, which was so awesome. And he made it.
How do you think it compares to Vader's?
Oh, dude, way more impactful for me at least. I mean, Vader's was really cool. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't like choke up when I saw Vader do that.
Okay. I mean, impactful, sure.
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking of like which one was more, I guess, cooler. I don't know. I think Vader's is visually better because it's just the black, the red, the tight hallway.
They definitely hide. They hide his face a lot. Well, they have to because of the CGI, but they do like the shot from the security camera to kind of hide his face and stuff, which I get, and I don't think it like made it any less cool. But
no, it was fine.
Man,
but
it was
like
cool
them
to
using
see.
Force push, pull, Force crush, and dude, I was mind blown because we've never seen Luke do anything other than Force hologram himself away.
Yeah.
And he's, I think, did Force jump in Empire.
Yeah. I mean, he was basically a Padawan still, you know?
Yeah. He did do Force choke in episode 6. I forgot about that.
I mean, I would say in Return of the Jedi, like he was like him facing Vader was his Jedi trials test.
Right.
You know? And then I think now he's like almost like master level, like potentially master level. Like he's like Anakin in Revenge of the Sith powerful, I would say.
Yeah. Well,
maybe a little bit more.
I wouldn't say no. I think Anakin got in his own way. I think Anakin's way stronger than what we even saw.
Before he turned to the dark side.
Still, I think Anakin's crazy because he had that Force premonition ability that was like none other Jedi could match that. It's like he was seeing into the future, whether it was moments, seconds, minutes, hours, weeks, years, whatever, and he was able to counterattack based off what he was seeing in real time.
Yeah.
Because I saw this or I heard it when I was reading the second Thrawn book. They go back and forth between Thrawn with Darth Vader and Thrawn with Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
And the moments with Thrawn and Anakin, and even with Vader, he does this forced premonition thing, and it's like spoken out, like as if he's talking to himself in his head. And he's like, all right, shot to the head, block, shot to the body, blocks, 2 shots to the leg, then 1 to the head, then 2 to the chest. And then it just like plays the sounds of the laser shots coming at him, and he's like all blocked. And I don't know, you have to hear it. But
yeah.
So whenever I think of that, and I'm like applying, or like trying to think of Anakin reading out this every single time he gets into a fight, whether it's against a Jedi, a Sith, or
Well, I think that's just
a
a
droid.
regular. I think that's a regular Jedi trait, though.
But his was like he was OP with it, is what I was reading.
Is what they were insinuating.
Yeah, like his abilities were in that realm, and being able to see so far into the future like that, and so accurately in real time, and be able to act upon it. It was no other Jedi could match that. Like, yeah, there's some shortcomings with him, maybe in other aspects, but as far as that went specifically, he was top dog. Nobody touched him on that.
Yeah, I think it was cool though to see like a regular person like Din Djarin finding the one dark trooper, and how much of a struggle that was, and like really like showing how hard that is, and then showing how easily Luke just walked through it, like those 40 troopers or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that I had a feeling it was Luke right off the bat. I saw the X-Wing and I was like sitting there, feeding the kid, like holding the bottle and everything. I'm sitting there going, no. Did they? Nah. And then that music, oh my God, that music was awesome. Just hyped up the emotions even more.
Yeah.
And then we see him on like the camera screens and all that, and Grogu's like touching the screen. He's like, it's the dude I call. Back when I was on the stone, remember Daddy? And then the moment, like at first, I was like, maybe Ezra, maybe. Like I just had a feeling seemed kind of short, and I thought I could tell it was a green lightsaber. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I just thought it was Luke immediately. Well, anyways, but I saw the glove, and then you see the green lightsaber walking through across that bridge. And I screamed again, scared the crap out of the kid. and I was just like jaw dropped the entire time until, I don't know, after the end credit scene.
Yeah.
Like my mouth was dry. I was just I couldn't take my eyes off of it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and it was really cool how they went from like this huge reveal with Luke and giving the fans everything they need and everything they've wanted, to then following it up with maybe the saddest scene in the whole show so far of Grogu leaving Din Djarin taking his helmet off for him, and like you're gonna be okay, you're in good hands, this isn't the last time we see each other. Like that was, I mean, that was it. Like they could have not had Luke and had that scene, and like that would make the whole, just that would make the episode impactful enough,
Yeah.
Like that was a huge scene, and like everything that happened in that scene has literally been building since season 1, episode 1. Like, and like how much they've showed like how he will not take his helmet off and stuff like that.
Yeah. 100%.
And his bond.
Dude, I saw this picture, and it kind of scares me because Star Wars seems to like to do this. So it's a setup of, there's like 3 pictures. On the top one is little Anakin from Phantom Menace saying to his mom, "Don't worry, I'll come back. I'll see you again." And then the second one I believe it was Anakin in episode 2 or episode 3 talking to Padme about her not dying or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Mandalorian and Din telling Grogu, "Don't worry, I'll come back. I'll see you again, or we'll see each other again." Kind of like that, kind of like dark foreshadowing, but it's hopeful in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But it never works out. So that's kind of scaring me. But I don't know if that's on purpose or it was
Yeah,
just what they
I mean,
wanted
if they
to
were doing
write.
anything like that, it'd have to be way down the line.
Yeah. I mean, what I could see is like Grogu not being involved in the Mandalorian for like at least a good season, maybe more, and coming back and he's maybe, I don't know, 60 something years old now, and he's a little bit older. Maybe their species hits like time period, so every 55 years they grow a little bit or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he comes back, gets with Din again, whatever happens to Din, and then maybe Din has to sacrifice himself for whatever reason, help Grogu.
Yeah.
Maybe in the long distant future, while we don't see Grogu and the sequels, is maybe he's off with Ezra collecting
I mean,
artifacts.
there's gonna be they're gonna answer a lot of questions in the next 2 seasons and with these other shows, and they're gonna tie things together. I think so. I think. I mean, this is definitely not the last time we see Grogu. He
Absolutely
is like one of the main focuses of the show.
not. Absolutely.
So, but we need to build Din Djarin's. We need to continue his story arc still, and this was like a huge thing for him to take his helmet off, and now we got to see like next season where he's going to go with the Darksaber and potentially being the leader of the Mandalorians.
Do you think we'll see the armorer again, and then maybe she'll ask him, "Hey, did you take your helmet off today?" And he's gonna be like, "Yep."
Yeah, I was gonna save that for when we do our season 3 stuff.
Okay.
But
yeah, it's gonna be weird for him, and most definitely once he like kind of gets reincorporated with other Mandalorians,
mm-hmm.
and then they're like, "Oh, hey, Din, what's up?" And he takes his helmet off, and they're like, "Whoa, you can't do that because of the creed."
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, but
that's gonna be an awkward conversation.
Yeah, dude, I would say this is definitely my favorite episode of the whole series, and maybe my favorite part of Disney-owned Star Wars.
It's some of the best Star Wars that I have seen since Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, Clone Wars Season 7, the last 4 episodes.
Yeah.
That'll Rogue One, the scene with Vader, and a few other scenes. That movie was great. Yeah, some of the best Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right there.
And but yeah, on that note, I think we can
do the
we'll do the
caught up and then
we'll do the season 2 review of each episode and talk about season 3 on the next episode.
Okay. Do you want to do a quick rankings just to see where they love, like where we matched up?
Sure. Yeah.
Just to we can run through it, and then maybe the next episode we'll have like a more official comparison, and we can kind of go over each episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a longer ranking. So you want to go, not necessarily the worst episode ever, but
this is
your least favorite. It's bright.
I'm in it. I am inside of the sun right now. Jeez.
Did you bring your flip-flops?
What's up? Just gonna sit like this.
Dude.
Hello.
Can't be straight flexing like that.
Sorry, fellas. I know it's only fellas watching this, so.
Yeah. All right, so we'll just go with our least favorite to favorite.
Or let's just. All right.
Go back and forth.
Least favorite was definitely episode 2.
Yep. That's what I got. The Passenger.
Yeah.
It's cool, but compared to the rest, it's my least favorite.
Yeah. Second least favorite would be The Siege, episode 4 with the cloning facility.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. I have The Marshal
that's the first one, the
as
season opener.
very first.
Yeah,
I
that would
enjoyed
be.
it.
Yeah, that would be my next. That would be my
Okay.
next least favorite.
So that's your 6. My
That's
6 is it 6?
what do you mean? 6. That was 3
Never mind.
episodes. Fourth episode. That dude, we're doing this so weird.
Yeah, I know. So my third worst.
Third worst.
My
Seventh
third
best.
worst was The Believer.
Seventh best. No, I guess it'd be fifth best. I'm an idiot. The Believer. The Believer is your fourth worst.
Third worst.
God, dude. All right.
We should have planned this out better.
God.
So I started with 8,
We're
7.
professionals.
5. You know, we know what we're doing. We get
Yeah,
paid big bucks for this.
Clearly, get those YouTube ads going.
So yeah, I went Believer, and then I went The Siege. So those are my
Okay.
bottom 4.
Okay. Yeah, so my bottom four would be Spider episode, least favorite, and then The Siege, second least, season opener, third least, and then probably fourth least. Man, it's tough. This is a tough one right here because all the rest of them I think are really good.
Mm-hmm.
I would say fourth least would be episode 7 with Bill Burr. Fourth least.
Yeah, so we got pretty
Although
much
that was
the
an
same
amazing
bottom.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So top 4. What's your number 4?
Number 4 would be the episode with the heiress with Bo-Katan, where they meet Bo-Katan for the first time. That's my number
Same.
4. Number 3 would be the episode with Boba Fett and Grogu, the tragedy where Grogu gets taken. That's my number 3.
I think we could just go ahead and finish.
Number
the
2
Jedi and the
favorite,
Rescue.
yeah, is Ahsoka, and then yeah.
We're pretty much on the same page here, buddy.
All right.
This is not me saying that they are bad episodes at the very bottom. It's just compared to the others, they are not as good. They have greatness in their own right. I love each episode. I love this show. I don't think there is a bad episode in this show.
Yeah.
But you cannot tell me that The Passenger is anywhere close to being as good as Ahsoka or Luke showing up.
No.
It's just not. Great episode. Nowhere near as good. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. All right.
But
and on that note, we'll do a more in-depth full season review, and we'll talk about season 3 and predictions in the next episode.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for watching us and hopefully laughing at our stupidity.
We're trying.
Have a good day.